I see God wrote the Bible Himself. Now God can speak. Moses said He spoke to him. Jeremiah said He put words in my mouth. And God can write. He wrote the Ten Commandments with His own finger. He wrote on the walls of Babylon. And remember, of the Old Testament alone, 2,000 times the prophet said, "Thus saith the Lord." God can speak. God can write. Certainly. Almost 90% of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is the very words of God Himself. Jesus Christ speaking. So if God can write, if God can read, if God can talk, can't He cause others to do the same? Did not He say to Moses, "Who makes man dumb, or who gives him speech?" God wrote the Bible by the prophets. His way of doing it. Now, every time that the church gets mixed up, and God foreknew they would, for He foreknew all things. Therefore, He has a certain prophet ready for that age, to call His electing by His vindicated word of signs and wonders and confirmation of His word, confirming the word with signs following, as He promised. He gives the true interpretation after the prophet himself has been vindicated. All but those, the elected to whom He is sent, hate Him. Now, examine every instant and see if that's right or not. Only the ones that He sent to. He came to His own, and His own received Him not. But as many as did receive Him, to them gave He the power to become sons of God. Notice, every examination of the Word and every instant at the end of every age or climax or junction, as I've preached on it many times, look at the age of Noah. At the climax before judgment, what happened? Noah, it was only his own family that believed the man. The rest of them criticized him and destroyed the whole world. In the days of Abraham, only Abraham's group that believed. When the angels went and preached to Sodom, only Lot and his wife and 2 daughters come out, and she turned back to a pillar of salt. In the days of Moses, only the elected of Israel come out, and Pharaoh hated him. In the days of Elijah, everything, almost but 7,000 men, every one of them hated him, the whole nation. In the days of Jeremiah, while they throwed unripe fruit at him and called him a fanatic because he laid on his side for so many days and the other side and taken things and made symbols, they hated him. Isaiah the prophet, he condemned that race so much till they sawed him in two with a saw. Right. John the Baptist, he was a wild man. Down there some screaming maniac. All but those disciples that he presented to Jesus Christ as a church, there it is. John made ready a people. How many did he have? You can count them on both fingers, both hands, your fingers. How many that John presented to Jesus when he come? Now what about his second coming? Think of it. But when the true Bible believers see the Word so openly vindicated for the age they believe, there's no way to keep them from it, believe it. They even seal their testimony with their blood. They believe it. It's them. It's to them, the predestinated, that for that certain age that sees and believes. Others just can't see it. They're blinded. Now you say they can't see it.